Lord of the Rings. All right, let's do Lord of the Rings, huh?
Yeah. Let's go to Middle Earth, dude.
We have reviewed
Let's go to
the
Middle Earth.
first two films. Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers. Olivia has rated them, I believe, a 7 and an 8.
Yes.
No,
7.5 maybe.
I think you gave the first one a 6.
No, she gave it a 7.
No, I gave it a. Maybe I
Maybe
did.
you got talked into a 7 because
Maybe.
I remember you talked for a long time about it and it seemed like you like it, and then when you said 6, everyone was
I
like,
thought
"What
the
the fuck?"
opposite.
And you said 6 is good.
Yeah,
6
my
is a movie I like.
metric is I guess weird. I
Just have
only
high
do
standards.
10 if it's like the best film of all time.
Nobody asked for a 10. You know?
Yeah. I'm honest.
You know, it's
So-
a 10 Office Space. That's a fucking 10.
I'll watch it. I will.
10.
That's a fucking 10.
I don't know about
I will.
10.
So I was talking to Dan this morning, and we were deciding how we wanted to do this. And I think maybe if Dan is able to be the master of the plot, and then I will give my notes on the plot. So if
That's a good
anybody
idea.
hasn't seen Lord of the Rings, they can still follow.
We love that.
Yeah.
We love that.
So let's see here. This movie came out in 2003. My golly, that's a long time ago. 2003, 22 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy.
So I would have been 18. 18?
Something like that. Yeah, it's 2003? Yeah, I would have been 16 or so. So that sounds about right. I think you're 2 years older than me.
So wait,
When that long ago?
when did the Two Towers come out?
I think
The year before.
Yeah, it
They
was
came out
year.
every year, so 2002.
A little insensitive.
It was like 2000.
Oh, just a year after that? You know, I think there was some discussion about that.
It's the name of the book. What can you do?
Yeah.
It's literally the name of the second
Maybe
book.
make it the Three Towers.
Now you're living.
Sad one.
How about the Two Towers Memorial movie?
Never forget.
In loving memory.
In loving memory. Just
So
a
we-
dedication at the end of the film.
This one has a 94 on Rotten Tomato. This one also was the recipient of a ton of Academy Awards, including Picture of the Year, which was a big deal for a fantasy movie.
Yeah.
To win that.
I will say this is the movie that moved me the most emotionally in the
Okay.
trilogy.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
I think I maybe enjoyed this one the most.
I think this one's a banger.
I think it really solidified what these films are about for me,
Right, there you go. Okay.
which is a
about little men.
romantic relationship between
Sweet little
Sam and
men.
Frodo.
Yeah,
The
that's right.
accolades are crazy. Look at this. One, Best Picture, Best Director, Best Adapted Screenplay,
Holy.
Best Art Direction, Best Costume Design, Best Film Editing, Best Makeup, Best Original Score, Best Original Song, Best Sound Mixing, Best Visual Effects, Best Adapted Screen. Oh, this is a different one. That's great. That is an insane sweep.
Yeah, so it won 11. It won every award that it was nominated for. And it, with that 11, tied 2 other films for the most Oscars any movie's won.
Go ahead.
Tied with Titanic and Ben-Hur.
Liv, Dan, let's go ahead and take us on a journey through Middle Earth.
Let's go to Middle Earth.
Yeah.
I would love to go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So we begin the film in a flashback scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's Smeagol's birthday. Happy birthday, Smeagol.
Happy birthday.
He's
you
on a
see
boat. He's on a boat with, apparently it's his brother.
Something like that.
His brother
Might have just been his
Beagle.
friend.
It's
No.
his name
Is
is
it his
Beagle
brother?
or something.
Schmeagol.
No, it's
Oh, his
Smeagol
brother has a
and
similar
Beagle.
name, yeah.
Deagle. I think
No,
it's
it's
Deagle. Deagle, right? Yeah.
What a goofballs.
Deagle,
So in my
these
opinion,
guys.
they're brothers. I'm not sure.
Olivia, just a reminder, I don't know if you remember, this is the same actor that plays Gollum.
Yes, and
Yeah.
he's quite fantastic.
He is. He is
really,
yeah.
really great.
Yes, it was Smeagol and Deagle.
Yeah.
Here's
That's
Deagle.
hilarious.
Here's our boy.
Oh, this guy's an idiot. He looks like a buffoon. Didn't he choke him out or something?
Yeah, he kills him.
That part seemed a little fast. Like, I know the ring corrupts, but he went from that to choking his bro out
Yeah,
in like
for real.
a minute. Like, I didn't know it worked that fast.
Well, I have a question. So Smeagol grabbed the ring, or was it Smeagol or his brother who
I
got
think
it
his
first?
brother
His
got it
brother
first.
found
Okay,
it.
his brother got the ring first. How
Yeah.
did they know automatically it was so powerful? They could feel it?
It's just
No,
the
it
magical
hypnotized
aura.
him.
Okay, because it's like covered in, it's pretty
Well, it's a
ugly when
beautiful
they-
golden ring, which already
Okay,
is pretty
okay.
like, it's obviously valuable, right?
Sure.
But I think the ring has magic.
It corrupts people. That's the whole thing.
It bewitches you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Slay. So I thought it was funny the way that Smeagol said, because it's my birthday and I wants it. I was like, that is so me on my birthday.
You really identify with me.
His
I
brother
do.
should have given it to him.
His bro should have given it to him, quite frankly. Maybe he would still be with us today.
Yeah.
Maybe that hobbit would still be alive.
Smeagol actually says we want it, which I'm always surprised by how he's already.
Are you sure?
He already got
yes.
Gollum?
I think they're
He
supposed to
already
be.
talks like that.
They're
So is he
supposed to be like.
schizo?
No, I think
He
they're supposed to be.
must
They're just simple. They're simple
He says
folk.
we
Who
want
talks like
it.
that?
Simple river folk.
It would have been better if he
folk
just
of
said,
the
I
river.
want it. Because
Right?
the Wheeze thing, Frodo started to change, or Bilbo too, they start talking like Gollum after
Yeah.
a long time.
I was surprised by it. I mean, I'm pretty sure. he did
Questionable
say
choice.
That. Yeah.
If that's what happened.
Interesting.
Right.
I have, why is the simple hobbit choking the other simple hobbit? And then I realized I was watching the extended version, and then I got the other version because I couldn't do it.
I think that was in both, right?
Yes, it was.
That
I
scene
said
is in
lights
both.
up on the same simple hobbits.
Lights up.
I hate to see a hobbit die. I really do.
Yeah.
Every time.
Every time.
Why are the hobbits not fighting and loving each other? I love to watch hobbits love each other.
Are you still talking about the brothers?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're still in the first scene. And then we go to Gollum, and he's in his, like, pupae stage.
You see him slowly transforming and
he's
turning into the Gollum we know.
The ugliest he's ever been.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's pretty bad.
And then I have Gollum is proof that you got to get ugly before you get cute.
Oh.
Because he
Does
did
he
get
get?
cute.
Well, doesn't he get cute?
He does get cute.
When he becomes Smeagol and he's like nice.
Yeah.
No. Well, yes. But
Yeah,
when,
that's what you mean.
when he was like the pupa, he was like, but then when he was cute Gollum, his eyes
Yeah.
got like big.
Yeah,
and-
yeah. He got all kawaii.
Yeah, he,
Yeah, exactly.
he did. Yeah, Gollum is proof you gotta get ugly before you get cute. Frodo has toe thumbs. I noticed that pretty quickly, like Megan Fox.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It bothered me a
did?
lot. Yeah.
Yes.
It bothered me
Wait,
a
you can
bunch.
see his fingers here.
Yeah,
What does
he's
that
got
mean?
toe thumbs. It's
It-
not a bad thing. It's just the
Oh,
truth. Artist
wait,
thumbs
here's a
is what
picture
they're
of
called
him. What-
I
sometimes.
never noticed
None
that.
of those are his thumbs.
Huh.
Oh my god, it bothers me a lot.
I never
I'm
noticed
sorry.
that at
It
all.
bothers you.
Wait, what is wrong with his hands? I don't
No, it
know.
looks like a toe.
First
She's
of all,
right.
You can't see his thumb in this screenshot.
His pointer
Right.
finger,
Oh, okay.
his left hand,
Yeah.
it looks like a toe.
You think
does.
they all look like toes?
I mean, yeah,
That
one
one.
could argue that all of them look a
Interesting.
bit like that.
Okay. Yeah, never really noticed.
What an idiot. What a fucking...
What an idiot.
It's
dude.
just-
How do you
It
let
ju-
that happen?
It just takes you out of the movie, really.
For real,
should've
yeah.
fixed that.
Sorry, that was
Immersion.
my only critique.
No, it's
Okay.
It's a good one.
All right, and then our hero rides up, and I wrote, "Oh, I know that's not Captain Fantastic on that horse," and it was. It was Captain
Oh,
Fantastic
you're talking
on that
about
horse.
right. So it's moving on to the scene where they were.
Are you talking about...
You're talking about Aragorn.
You're talking
Yeah,
about
I'm talking
Aragorn?
about
Yeah,
Aragorn.
he's talking about Aragorn.
Captain Fantastic.
Yeah.
We put. This
That's
is the
the
first
guy,
time
got
I've
it.
watched with the knowledge that he was in my favorite movie.
Okay. All right.
So what's going on in the plot?
So this is where I start to get
The
a little
road to
confused 'cause
Isengard.
I don't remember what's in the theatrical. Okay, so scene 3 in the theatrical. So it's that they show up at Isengard, which is where the trees had destroyed Sauron's army,
Yes,
and they
the
flooded it
trees.
and everything, and they meet
Right.
back up with Merry and Pippin, who have been smoking weed.
Thank you.
in a-
Really, I didn't put that together.
Yeah. Well, they call it pipe weed, and it's tobacco, but
Okay.
everybody always jokes that it's weed, and even the director and in the movie they kind of like give a wink
Yeah.
to
Well,
people.
in the book, it does seem to be some kind of trance, have some psychedelic, not psychedelic, but it seems to put you in a lull.
People always say that it very clearly is. It's just J.R.R. Tolkien loves smoking tobacco, so it's just the way he talks about it. It almost sounds like he's talking about a drug, but I mean, it is a drug. Tobacco, it can be relaxing to smoke it and everything. But in the movies, they definitely lean into the wink, wink, it's weed
okay.
kind of thing.
Okay.
In the prior movie, the extended one, there's a scene where they ransack the Isengard's
yeah. And they're hotboxing.
cupboard.
Yeah.
And they're hotboxing his little.
And they're like giggling and
yeah,
stuff.
shack
So like
out there.
that's the
That's
that's the director
cute.
being like, haha, they're getting high. But yeah, it's supposed to just be tobacco essentially.
I like to get high with the hobbits.
I know.
And they
me
were
too.
I
also
think we'd have good banter.
Yeah.
they were also in that
Hobbits off.
scene in this movie eating salted pork. which
Bacon?
Was it cooked?
Was it
just
cooked?
cured, salted.
Well,
bacon.
hold on. If you, there is a way to treat it, I think.
Yeah.
Just not the way that you were.
Yeah,
eating.
they cured and salted it. That's all that's needed.
Yours wasn't.
cured.
Yeah. Yours
right,
was
so-
diseased instead
All
of
right.
cured.
So they meet up. They meet up with the gang. They finally
Yes.
are reunited with the hobbits.
Bleach blonde Gandalf was there, and he was walking different. I
Gandalf
noticed,
the White.
because he knew how hot he looked.
He got the
Gandalf-
swag now. Yeah.
Gandalf the
Okay.
White.
Say it again.
Just put a little respect
Gandalf
on
the
his
White.
name.
Sorry,
Yeah.
no, he's bleach blonde.
He's
He's
not.
like beautiful. He's just Malibu Gandalf.
His hair is so
Like Malibu
is so
Barbie.
straight and beautiful.
Totally. And then the talking tree came in, and I wrote, "Don't let the talking tree take you out of it, Olivia. He is speaking to a sorcerer. Don't let the talking tree shake you."
What does that mean?
It was just like sometimes it's too magic that I'm like, this is
The talking
ridiculous."
tree is a little too silly for you.
It's just how I felt about, what was it, the dragon? I was like, I don't feel like a dragon belongs here.
Oh, the dragons
Interesting.
definitely belong in that world because the whole first the prequel to the Lord of the Rings is all about a dragon.
They're going and stealing something from a
Just
dragon.
feels
You
weird.
probably even recognize the name.
There's dragons.
Smaug.
It's a fantasy.
Maybe. And I have seen dragons like in the film. It's not like they're
It's
foreign
not
to my eye.
surprise. Yeah.
Well, it's such a big magical world. You have Balrogs. You've got
Yeah, giant
gods.
flaming
I guess
demons
the
and wizards and shit.
vastness is just so unbelievable to me, but that was what Tolkien's goal was.
Well, whales are real, and you're similarly afraid of those.
Don't talk about that. Don't bring those up.
Sorry.
One thing that I liked about this part of the movie is when the Ent or the tree sees Gandalf again at the Isengard, he says, "Hello, young Gandalf," because he's so old.
But
The tree's
Gandalf's
so
older
old.
than him.
Gandalf's. No, he's not.
No.
Isn't Gandalf like he was like one of the first on Middle Earth, wasn't he?
Nope.
The wizards.
Well, okay.
That dumb because the treebeard guy is just
this
an
is-
elf.
Now it gets. No.
He's just an elf that lived amongst the trees for so long they started to look like them.
I don't think that's the origin of the Ents.
We had this
Wow.
discussion last time.
We did.
Did
I
we?
forget
Yeah.
what we decided.
I don't think so. Anyways,
I don't think
Gandalf
I don't think
is
so.
old because he's like an angelic being, but his incarnation in a human body
Yeah.
as Gandalf is younger than the tree.
I
So
see.
we're kind of both right in a way.
Well, and also if you consider his transformation from gray to white took place over infinite scale of
Okay.
time.
So true.
Ah, that's so
So-
true.
You know,
Treebeard, the oldest Ent, is considered the oldest living thing in the Middle Earth. Gandalf, as Maya, existed before Middle Earth itself,
Right.
making him significantly older. But he is younger in his incarnation on
What I said.
in Middle Earth.
Totally.
Exactly.
So his being
isn't Bombadil? How is Treebeard the oldest?
Bombadil is sort of like in his own category.
I guess.
And he's not in the movie, so let's not confuse Olivia.
I wasn't even listening to that part.
Okay,
Good.
never mind.
Okay, so I didn't know that they were high, but I did write when I saw them run onto my screen. I wrote 2 little hobbits equals trouble.
Here comes trouble.
I have, who's this big bitch in the cave that's just eating people? Because Gollum is like, I gotta take you guys to the cave. She's gonna do it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the
And I'm
Spidey.
just like, who is this?
So
this
you didn't
lady
yet know
in
it
the
was
cave?
you didn't know it was a spider yet.
No, of
Right,
course
right,
not. He was just saying she. It was like she's gonna have her way with both of you, and it's like, how hungry is she?
Right.
Like we're in a cave.
That bee can eat.
For real, for real.
And I can call it a bee because it's a spider. It's
Yeah,
not
you
I
said-
think-
and
I
you
think
said
that's okay.
bee.
And you said bee anyways.
Which is a sleigh. I said she feeds, just like me eating noodles at my desk.
Okay.
Thank
True.
you.
True.
I wrote, thank you. I wrote, Aragorn would look so good with blonde hair to his ears like it was in Captain Fantastic.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's
He-
a different look, but
He does not look at home in the shoulder length brunette hair. I'm sorry, you guys.
okay.
You have to pull up a photo.
Okay. 1 second.
Show him in Captain Fantastic. He looks like he's in his element.
Captain.
I loved his hair in Lord of the Rings. That's the real deal.
But once you see his hair in Captain Fantastic,
let me see. Let me
that's
see.
where he belongs.
Okay.
me
Here
see.
it comes. Here's
I don't think I'm
Vigo.
going to agree with you.
I don't think that he like looks
No,
hotter.
because no.
But
This is
that's
not.
him.
He looks like
his
a serial
actor's name?
killer.
No, that ain't it.
That's not him.
That's
That is him.
That's
This is not the real him.
that's not Strider. That's freaking
ridiculous.
That's not
He's
Strider.
ridiculous.
That's like a 1970s pimp, or like
No, that's him. To
not like
me.
cool pimp, but like actual pimp, like slaps women.
I gotta
Right.
tell you, I disagree with you on
Also,
that.
can I tell you something? I would be way quicker to date this guy than Aragorn.
Oh,
Really?
Yes.
Stop it.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, Aragorn probably smells worse than iDubbbz.
yeah, that's true.
I don't know
Aragorn
how
is-
frequently that
More of
dude
a
showers.
Yeah.
This is way better.
That's the
He
look.
is so fucking
Holy-
good.
I would give away immortal life
For
for
real.
this.
I do anything
For what,
this
the
man.
hair? Or
Yeah.
just the whole thing?
For the
I
whole
think
thing.
we're
yeah,
learning
the whole
something.
thing.
You wanna be-
He's obviously dude hot.
Yeah.
He is hot.
He's
Don't get
dude
me
hot.
wrong. Don't get me wrong.
It's like he's hot to other dudes and not in a gay way.
Doesn't that mean
It's
you're
not
gay?
gay at all.
No, I'm serious.
Well, that
it's
means
like
you're gay.
Are you sure that doesn't make you gay?
That
I guess
means
I'm not
you're
sure.
very,
Well, hold
very
on.
gay, but you don't want to come out.
Yeah, that's what it means.
No kidding.
I think it's just that we, like us dudes, we're just like, damn, that dude is so
Gay.
badass. I wish I could be as badass as him. It's like
Well,
an envy thing more. you
For
know?
me, it's more like a Smeagol thing where it's like we wants to fuck him, but I'm telling
Yeah.
myself it's not myself.
But it's not
Yeah.
gay. It's not gay because
That's how I feel.
Because
too.
it's in Middle Earth.
There's an alter. That's what we call deeply closeted. You have an alter ego deeply buried that wants to have sex with a man.
It's
don't wanna
called
come out.
fantasy.
It's called fantasy.
Yeah.
Learn about it. Read about it.
Yeah, it's not gay.
Maybe I just don't like change, and I'm used to the original
Fair enough.
version of him that I saw.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right, let's keep it going.
Okay. Orlando Bloom really just looks at the sky and guesses. That is all he does ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
He looks out and then he goes,
There's
the
a
sun
ill
will-
omen
Yeah.
on the horizon.
Legolas, his character is so dumb and worthless.
It is
Oh,
so dumb.
stop it right now. That's
No, it
He's gonna
is.
be really hot
disrespectful.
later in the film.
Dude, she's right. His lines
kidding
are
me?
all so dumb.
No,
They're
every
dumb.
time he looks to the sky, the first time he did it in the last movie, it was smoke in the distance that
a
made the
red
sky
sun.
red.
A red sunrise this day.
Yeah.
So that was the smoke.
We
Okay,
would've
fine.
known
I'm
this
not saying
time.
he's not observe. He has good observations.
observational.
But like his just as a character, a
stop
driving
it.
force. It's just he's the worst character by
He's-
far.
He's a
I
good
bet-
sidekick.
I bet he.
Sidekick
I
status.
bet most people he is most people's favorites watching this movie.
No.
Yeah.
Fucking.
No, that's crazy.
Way,
No, I
dude.
genuinely think so.
No way.
More than
He's got to be
Frodo
the
and
least
Sam?
favorite.
No.
Legolas?
I think the girlies liked Legolas, but of like all the characters, he's got to be the least liked.
Legolas is the
I think you're
hottest.
underestimating
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
When I was young, I thought Legolas, like he's so badass. Like
Ding, ding,
he
ding,
gets
ding.
he gets all of like the most badass like moments,
Yeah.
action moments, and so that makes him cool. But objectively, you're right. Like the character is paper thin. There's like nothing to him. He just, like you said, Olivia, stares off into the horizon and says that the sunrise is ominous or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he fucks around with Gimli a little bit. I guess that's probably the best aspect of him is like him and Gimli bouncing off of each other. They have like their little rivalry thing. But he's really not essential to the movie whatsoever.
You know what I noticed? I understand how Legolas gets all these kills because he's got a bow, he's got superhuman powers and stuff.
He's just a badass
But
warrior, man.
Legolas is like 4 foot tall with an battle axe.
Wait, he is?
Yeah, he's a
No,
dwarf.
I mean Gimli.
You mean
Or,
Gimli?
sorry, Gimli. I mean
Oh,
the
yeah,
dwarf.
Hagrid.
But how is he stacking up all these kills? They don't even show him fighting. Like his
I
little
agree.
arms.
I agree that I wish they had shown that Gimli can like hold his own.
I need to see what that looks like.
I mean, he kills orcs. Like you see it happen.
but it's always
he's usually just like, bruh, bruh.
Then it cuts away.
Yeah, I mean,
because it would
he's-
look silly as fuck.
You're right. Like he is keeping up in kills with like thousands of year old elf
Who's
who,
doing
like,
this?
right, who's like surfboarding downstairs
yeah.
and climbing elephants and shit. So Gimli, I mean, he's badass,
Explain
but
it.
we don't really see it.
Explain it.
Yeah, yeah. All right, well,
The Legolas slander, though, I won't let it slide. It's
Listen.
No,
fucked up.
I liked him.
He's important to the plot too. Like he helps.
Barely.
He helps the group.
How is he important to the
The
plot?
forest
Not
elves.
important to the plot.
The
Yeah,
forest
he's not.
elves.
He's not even important to the plot.
All right, whatever.
I mean, he had a little moment in the first movie with them. That was the first one, right?
In the he with the elves in the forest. He helps
The elves
them
would have been
meet each
chill
other.
anyway, probably.
Probably, maybe not.
I'm asking if people think Legolas or Aragorn are cool.
I think you guys are
Legolas.
underestimating Legolas's
Well, let's see, let's see.
likability.
Bad pull.
Well, are we including Gandalf?
He wrote who's
I'm
cooler,
just doing
not
it.
who's hotter.
Well, what aren't we? That was
No, who's cooler? No, Dan's
okay,
right.
okay, okay,
no,
okay.
who's cooler?
Love was proposing that Legolas is a lot of people's favorite.
Oh, wait, then I would have.
Yeah.
Aragorn is cooler.
So
than
that's
Legolas.
it. So vote for Aragorn then.
I voted for Legolas because I thought I said who.
Who's hotter?
hotter.
Got it. Got it.
that wasn't the
Which
question.
would be a
Thank you.
rude poll, and I'm glad we didn't do it.
But so just to be clear, we're not including Gandalf or
Well, I just figured
hobbits.
because we were talking about Aragorn, I'd have it.
But I mean, as I suspected, Aragorn is coming in
winning,
strong
yeah.
at 70%. But it could just be that we're all rewriting history a little bit, love.
Yeah.
I think so.
King shit. Well, I know as a kid, I liked Legolas looked like Link.
That would be the proper Paul. As a kid, who was your favorite character?
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm coming from. I think when the movies came out, he was the most liked.
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, he's the one fucking... There's that scene where he just, like, kind of whips himself on top of a horse, and it, like, doesn't make any physical sense at all, but it looks cool as fuck. He's just always doing cool shit. What can you say? That's his purpose in the movie. All right.
Totally.
What's up
Now,
next?
for hotness, I also think Aragorn clears, but
That's not true either.
Well, we can ask that
I'm
question.
with you. I'm with you.
No.
We can ask that question.
it just depends. Are you more bear or more twink oriented?
Exactly.
That is
I would say
yeah.
more like pretty boy or the rugged look, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the rugged look guy is also the heir to the throne too. Is that kind of
he does.
influencing?
Well,
Oh, wait.
Legolas is a prince.
Yeah,
he's
he
a
is
prince.
actually also an heir to a throne. So he is actually on equal footing with Aragorn on there.
Well, kind of. He is a prince. He never ascends, but the kingship is available to Aragorn. Mm-hmm. It's his to take.
But he doesn't want it,
He doesn't want it.
and that's
Also
very
hot.
admirable. Yes.
It is. It sure is.
All right, we're asking the real question now. Who's hotter?
No offense.
No offense to the loser.
Wow. Predominantly women audience coming here, but these are grown women. These aren't like, like whatever, 16-year-olds or whatever. Who was watching that movie? I don't know.
Okay, moving forward
on.
in the plot.
Yeah.
So now we're in some sort of, it looks like they're at sleepaway camp, and
Okay, yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay.
They're in the hall. They're back in Rohan. They've returned to Rohan, victorious from the battle.
yes,
And they're chilling.
Pippin-
They party a little bit. That might be in the extended one. Did they have like? Were they getting
does
drunk?
Wait, well, hold
Pippin
on. We're
makes this
skipping a lot.
terrible-
Which battle? The one against Saruman?
No, from the end of the last movie.
Against Saruman?
Yeah. Helm's
okay.
Deep. Yeah.
So, is it possible that Pippin makes this very poor decision because he's so fucked up?
What
I
decision?
think that's part of it.
He takes Gandalf's book, wand,
Staff?
Close.
staff.
Close.
Do you
No.
take the staff?
No.
You talking about the orb?
Oh, he takes the orb.
Yeah.
The circle.
And
And
it was used
Sauron
on-
saw
And he
them.
used it in a book.
He
Huh?
opened
In
the
a
portal of
book?
Sauron.
Yeah.
Right, he touched it, and then he got
And
peeped
Yeah,
on.
he goes,
Oh, he gets like electrocuted by the
yeah, he was really
fire eye.
stupid.
Yeah.
This is the
But-
first time I've watched it since I was an adult, and I was like, bro, this Hobbit just needs to fucking
No,
die.
he's a
That's
He's
it.
literally
idiot.
stupid.
He's an idiot. Pippin.
Also-
full of a took.
Gandalf sleeps with his eyes open.
He does. Yes.
And he is a freak, so that tracks. Especially
So
bleach
did-
blonde Gandalf.
Was him picking up the eyeball relevant to the plot? Did that drive the plot forward? I don't remember.
Yes.
Yeah, it helped
Very
them.
big.
So that's
Yeah.
why I didn't get as annoyed with them as I did in the previous movies.
It told them where they were going to strike next.
Yes.
is the
Gandalf
White
explained.
City.
So Gandalf
Wait,
explains.
Pippin had a useful vision?
Yeah.
It's not that he has a useful vision, but what happens is they sort of unintentionally trick Sauron into thinking that he's the Hobbit that he's after, and that's why Gandalf then takes him with him to Minas Tirith.
They missed direction.
Yeah, exactly. And I believe also because Pippin does it, and he's like, oh, and then doesn't Aragorn come and take it away? And that's part of it too. Is Sauron sees Aragorn, and that's sort of like the moment where he becomes aware that Aragorn's in the mix. He's down in the south.
Aragorn is great grandfather. How long ago was the first one that killed Sauron?
He's a descendant
Wait,
of the
the
guy
one
that
in
killed
the
Sauron.
who cut his
That was his
hand off?
descendant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
think-
the sword, and
know
the
that.
sword that he picks up is the sword that cut his finger off.
Right.
And it's
That's
his
the sword that
family
gets forged?
legacy.
He's from that line, which is why he's the rightful king.
Was he always going to be the king, or did they decide that at the end?
No, I mean, by birthright.
I had no idea. I was like, oh,
Generations of
which one is gonna be king?
sexiness, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a line where he says, like, he's looking at the sword, and what's the other human's name? Gondor?
Boromir.
Boromir walks in, and he's like, I have the same cursed blood as my forebears.
Yep.
Well, it surprised me that he became king, and I was pleasantly.
You were like,
Surprise.
hell yeah.
I
Okay.
think
Yep.
Saruman was always going to attack the White City. It wasn't a misdirection because Saruman, in this vision, when he was touching the orb, he saw where the enemy would hit next. And they,
Oh, right. No, I
Saruman-
didn't mean that they baited him into attacking Minas Tirith.
Okay, yeah.
What I meant is that they figure if Sauron's attention is busy thinking the Hobbit that
Yeah.
he's after is with Gandalf, then he won't be paying attention to Frodo, who is currently sneaking through Mordor.
Because they attacked the White City because they want to prevent the humans from forming an alliance.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
May I ask a question?
You may.
So the elf father,
Uh-huh.
Arwen's father.
The guy with the scary eyebrows. Yeah.
Yes, the scary man.
Yeah.
He was there when Aragorn's great
He
grandfather
was there.
cut.
That's exactly what he says. Even he was like, "I was there when the strength of men failed."
You love that. So is that
Throw it
why
in.
he's the only person that can forge the sword? Is it the same sword?
It is the same sword.
I'm so
You put it together.
yes.
It
Why
is the
is
same
it
sword.
What's
Why-
it called?
the sword of
It's called Nardrasil.
the
I
sword?
want to say.
Something
I might be
like
saying
the
it a
last
little
part,
wrong.
I think you got right.
Nardrasil.
The sword of
Nardrasil. Nardrasil.
I don't know about that.
That's how. That's part of like the accent of speaking Elvish is that you have to extend every Nardrasil.
All right, where are we at?
So then Gandalf is asking the King of Rohan if they will join them in war, and he says,
He's
"Why
being a
should
punk, right?
he what?"
He's being an asshole.
No,
It's like,
he is being logical. He says, "Why should we ride to the aid of someone who did not ride to ours?"
Oh, you're on Denethor's side. Interesting. Most people
well,
view
like
him as
the
an
dude would have been
irredeemable villain.
fucking a husk of a human being if it wasn't for Gandalf. He should just smile and
his entire community was wiped out. Nobody gave a fuck. Nobody helped him.
Well,
You're talking about Theoden. I apologize. You're right. You're right. Why should he go help him when
Yeah.
they didn't come? Well,
Why
the
does
real
he get the sword?
because it belongs to me.
Oh, it's your sword.
Yeah, it's literally mine.
Gladlidir?
Wow.
Glad.
Nadrasil.
Does it have the text on the blade?
Yes. Yes.
Did we fact check? What is the name of Aragorn's sword? Andurio. Flame of the West.
There are so many names in these movies. I don't know
So
any
it's
of
not
them.
Nardrasil? What the fuck is Nardrasil?
Anduril. Flame
Narsil.
of the West. Did you know that Tolkien invented a whole language?
It feels that way.
Elven is like it's like a completely
Came up with the whole
developed.
damn language.
People
yeah.
actually speak it.
I don't. To an extent, yes.
Losers.
Some real big nerds.
It's not like a complete language in that way, but in terms of like,
Yeah, it's like a fully thought out like grammar and everything.
yeah.
God, he could have written another book instead.
Yeah, could have.
He could have given us more.
I mean, he did write a lot.
He did write a lot. How does he write like he's running out of time?
We don't know.
Write day and night like he's
Graham
running out of
Stephan's a
time.
Jew.
We don't.
So it's
know.
just Narsil. I was saying it wrong. It's Narsil.
Nar.
Not
Okay.
Nadrasil.
Pippin and Merry are then forced to separate, which was like pouring salt into the gaping wound of my heart. It was devastating to watch them be pulled apart that way.
Oh, when he was like, Mary, no!
Yes.
Yeah.
The sword was actually called Narsil at first, but then was reforged into Anduril.
Gotcha. That's like
That's the full lore.
that's the version 2.
Yeah, and became the sword of.
It's the sword
Aragorn.
reforged.
Yeah.
Yeah. The flame of the west. Okay.
How
go
did
on.
the sword break? Did it
When
break in
it
that
broke
battle?
in Sauron broke it.
It broke on his hand.
Oh, okay. So
When
it's
he
been
cut-
broken
chopped,
all this time.
He struck him and cut off his finger, and the sword broke.
Why wasn't it forged any earlier?
Because
I think it was just an
because
artifact.
it belongs to the king and there wasn't a king anymore, I think. That's
Okay.
why. That could be wrong. But
Understood.
Anyways.
Understood.
It's just an artifact, yeah.
Then we go into a dream sequence where it shows Aragorn in the future, and he has a child. And I thought that it was hilarious that they gave his son, they had him inherit his dad's hairstyle. So he also had brown, wavy hair to the shoulders.
I noticed that too. It reminded me of Zoolander's baby. Like he had the same hair.
There he
so
is.
funny. You got your hair from your father? So silly.
All right.
Okay, when they said reforge the sword, they then waited for a second and he went, Ada. What the fuck did that mean? Was that Elvish?
Yes.
Probably.
Okay.
He
I
speaks
felt-
Elvish.
It was so silly.
He's friend of the elves.
Look up, what does Ada mean?
I'll look it up.
ADDA, I think.
He speaks Elvish with his bride.
Let's see. It means father.
Oh, wow.
There it
That
is.
makes sense to me.
There you go.
Okay. Minas Tirith, City of Kings, Gondor. Which is it? Please pick one because I'm getting lost.
It's all three.
I know. That is
I
so
agree.
stupid.
They pick a lane.
Like, I'm trying
It's
to
very
keep
simple.
track of all of these titles.
Gondor is the nation, is the political
Oh, and then this
entity.
is the city.
Minas Tirith is the city, and then the other thing is just the nickname for this city. It's like, it's California,
Nah.
Los Angeles, the city of
We're
angels.
not. We don't. This is.
It's
a fictional
not
world, and there's
This
too
is-
many names.
Yeah, it's too. Thank you, Ethan.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
All right,
saying
fair
that.
enough.
I agree.
Consolidate.
Totally.
All right.
Green beams shoot up after Frodo walks the wrong way and summons a dragon. Jay Gatsby, eat your heart out.
What?
Do you get that?
Yeah.
The green light.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
What? What did you just say?
Frodo.
They're seeing the army leave Minas Morgul. Remember the evil scene?
The
or the
evil
city?
scene?
The evil city.
The evil city. That's where they took. That's where Aragorn went to get.
No.
ghost?
It's Sam and
It's below
This
the
place.
stairs of
yeah, when they're climbing the stairs to get up to where Shelob lives.
This is where they went up, and Sam. The carry the when he's.
Yeah,
But when Sam holds the ring briefly.
Load.
This is when Sam holds the ring briefly.
Something like that.
By the way, that scene is so dumb. There's no shot those guys charged up that fucking tower and took out all those orcs and shit.
You're
No.
way ahead of yourself. That's
Yeah.
way
Yeah,
later.
but we'll get there.
We'll get there.
I'm totally
Sorry,
with you.
not
going.
buying it.
Let's keep
I
going.
know this movie is so unrealistic. It's quite it's crazy.
All right, keep it going. Keep it going.
Okay, does everybody know that Gandalf is magic, or do strangers and normal people just think his style is crazy?
Who?
He's known to be magical.
Okay,
Who?
is Gandalf,
Gandalf.
like in vogue in Middle Earth? Like, would he get
Oh,
a cover? Would he get an
kinda.
invite
All
to
the
Met?
wizards dress like that. He dresses like a wizard.
And
Yeah, they all have
everybody
that
knows
style.
about the magic of
Yes,
wizardry?
for
Yeah.
the most part. I think hobbits are like isolated, but even the hobbits knew. Yeah,
Okay,
everybody
okay.
knows
It's
about
not really a
wizards.
secret, yeah.
Okay.
He's famous. He's famous.
Yeah.
He
He's
would get
hella
a Vogue
famous.
cover.
Yeah.
He'd go to
Probably.
Met Gala.
Yeah.
Like he's an advisor to kings and leaders
Wow.
throughout time.
Yeah.
He would totally do the Met Gala.
Yeah.
He's
would
an
walk.
A-list.
He's a household
Definitely.
name in
He's
Greater
an
Middle
AMG
I would
Earth.
say
A-lister.
so. Yeah,
That's cool.
I would say so.
Okay, celeb. Gollum pits Sam against Frodo like the producers on The Bachelor on a 2-on-1 date.
True.
Yeah.
Totally.
Very
I can
nice.
see it.
I
Yep.
think that I really did start to hate Gollum this
I was
movie.
waiting for that.
Like, I was devastated. I think I was with him for a little bit. I was trying, but like halfway / more than halfway through, I was like, Gollum is so over
Well, what
for
did you
me.
expect when Sam was treating him like shit for all this time? Never gave him a chance.
Sam never gave him a chance, which
Yeah.
is why I was like, Sam, what is going on? But then Sam is really, I need to find a guy like Sam.
Sam was
I need to
wise.
end up with one.
He was very wise.
Good through and through.
Well,
okay.
he's taken.
So then oh yeah, Rosie Cotton.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep. So then Frodo tells Sam to go home, which broke my heart into a million pieces. My
When was
sweet
that?
Sam,
When they
whom
were
I
in
love so,
Mordor?
Sammy baby.
It was before, while they were climbing the stairs.
It's when Gollum frames him for eating all the food.
Yeah, he takes the cookies
Right.
and throws them down.
What does he mean go home? They're standing in the middle of Mordor.
I know he was to die. He just died
Yeah,
by
what
himself.
the fuck do you mean go home?
I know, my sweet Sam.
He's saying go
Okay.
die on your own.
You're just so mean.
But
Okay.
Frodo's getting kind of fucked up from all the rings.
Frodo's getting really
losing it.
crazy.
He's fighting for his life.
yeah, and how is he not dead?
Well,
I
here,
don't
there's an
understand.
interesting super chat, and this person was very desperate to get
Tell
your
me.
thoughts on this from Rachel. I always saw the ring as a metaphor for addiction. I need Olivia's thoughts on that, and if she did a hey girly Rachie, really conveniently get on that boat with the elves and go. I love you all.
Hey, girly Rachie.
I don't know if that analogy stands up the entire story.
My friend, actually, that I was watching it with last night, made that observation, and I think that that's a good reading of it. I also think it could be power,
That's the traditional
like
reading of
addiction to
it.
power.
Well, yeah, that I guess it goes together.
Yep,
Yeah, it's a type of addiction.
and selfishness.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
that's
yeah,
true.
that reading also works
Yeah.
totally.
the ring was created to exploit the selfishness of men.
Yes.
No kidding.
And that's what he used it to turn all of the human kings into the Nazgul.
Right, that's why we got to give it to a woman, which we'll get to.
I didn't like
She didn't
that.
get the woman.
I empower women, and I love that, but I thought that scene was dumb.
What?
I did.
The scene with...
When she cuts the dome off.
What's your problem?
I just feel like it came out of nowhere.
What are you talking about? The whole time, she was like, I want to fight. I want to fight. And then literally she goes up to
her
someone.
character is so hysterical the whole time. She's always like...
Hysterical? What are you
Okay,
talking about?
it's-
She's grounded and powerful.
I think you might just have an issue with some of the choices that the
acting.
actress is making.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember at the time thinking that kind of came out of nowhere. I was just like,
no,
what?
she really wanted to fight, and then she goes like, "Sir, what is my duty?" And he says to smile again, and she hates that, which I totally get. Telling a woman to smile.
Yeah.
And then she and
That's
the little
fine.
hobbit who doesn't belong in war go together and become heroes.
But to be honest,
do.
they probably would have both died.
No, she's the only person that could kill that guy because he can't be killed by a man.
But
And she
that's
goes,
just
"I am
that's just
no
a play
man."
on words. That's not
No, it's
real.
not. No, it's not.
Because they
What
say
does
he
mean
can
that
be killed by
men?
no man, meaning he has some kind of magical power.
But
They're
then why
talking
was
about
she able to
man
kill
as
him
in
so easy?
mankind, right?
But then why was she able to kill him so easy?
Theoretically, I guess you're right, but
Yeah.
But it's dumb because they're obviously talking about mankind when they go, he can be killed by no man.
But no, the semantics of it are that he was able to be killed by a woman because she was a woman.
I feel like that was a dumb.
I feel like you're wrong.
People are not agreeing.
I
with
like
me.
when they give
Okay.
more backstory as to how she got her abilities, like in Kill Bill. I like to, you know what I mean? Like, I want it to be believable.
She was very. Her character
wanted
was very
more-
shallow in the movie.
And not because she's a woman, just because like I haven't seen too much of her prior, man or woman. You know what I mean? So
I feel like on purpose they like kind of nerfed her character building up to it, and she's like, oh, I want to do this, and then she get pushed down again, and then boom, she rides into the battle and she fucking owns shit. I feel like the moment wouldn't be as explosive if it was more linear build up.
I think in the
we-
book she was always like a badass fighter, but like, and I remember when she's first revealed and they're heading to Helm's Deep, she's like,
yeah,
all
they
the time.
hinted at it in the last one a little bit. She was sort of training, and Aragon had that little conversation with her. But yeah, I think maybe it's just missed in the
feminism
movie.
is a problem. Is what I'm getting. at.
Right. I think that
This is all I.
I think the other intros to her in the other films, I think if we hadn't seen Arwen, then you wouldn't maybe think that she was like frantic all the time just because she was trying to gain Aragorn's affection. But I think that like that's normal. If you have a crush on someone, like we didn't know about Arwen.
Also, she's a little too desperate.
no.
She pursued him like way too desperately.
I don't feel that way because he
That's
kind
how
of
it was
pursued her
back
back
in the day.
until he
What?
was like, no,
Women
I'm
just
going
threw
with Arwen.
themselves.
I mean, we're all
things move
pursuing it.
fast.
We're all talking about how we want to fuck them. So I mean, you know.
Well, he was
It's
leading her
understandable.
on.
It's
He
Aragorn.
leads better
He
on
was,
times
yeah, he
two.
was leading her on.
And we had never seen Arwen, so
He
or she had never
he was
seen
leading her on. By the way,
Well, and part of it-
I haven't watched it in a long time, so I'm open to being wrong about this. Because I see there's a lot of upset people in chat.
Oh. What about
I
which
just
part?
like manly-looking women.
about Arwen or Erawan. I can't believe
Erawan.
their names are that similar. Like I genuinely cannot.
It's Eowyn.
Eowyn.
And Arwen.
That Eowyn.
Yeah, the twist is that she's a woman seems like so anticlimactic and dumb.
But
She
she's
can be
able to
killed
kill
by
her.
no man. You're like, wow, this guy's immortal. Psych, just meant woman. It's like, what?
Well, that's
Psych,
how
bitch.
the magic works.
I don't think there's like a magical thing where that she's a woman and that's why she could kill him. But it's just like
It's not.
a slogan.
But it was a prophecy. And
What?
the reason that she was able to kill him, actually, if we want to get deep into it,
Okay,
Go
tell
ahead.
me.
it's Mary that made him vulnerable. When Mary stabs him in
Silly
the back of the
woman.
leg and the blade like disintegrates or whatever. So I forget how much is in the book and how much is in the movie, but those swords they found in the Fellowship of the Rings, and they were enchanted elven blades that were made specifically to fight the Witch King thousands of years ago. And so it breaks an enchantment on the Witch King, making him vulnerable,
Interesting.
and then she just finishes him off.
So she's
by
getting.
stabbing
It
him.
sounds like she's getting
It's an
stolen valor.
It's
a
an
little bit.
alley-oop. Well, she does kill him.
No, it's an alley-oop, but it's saying.
I think my reading
Mary-
I like better, so I'm gonna.
I feel like
keep
it's a little
believing
bit
it.
stolen valor.
No, I think she was able to kill him because she's a woman.
It's also it's supposed to be it's Macbeth, like with the prophecy, being like slightly interpreted a different way. I think that's what he was going for here. In fact, I found the original prophecy.
I'm okay with him being like, oh, what I meant was that a woman would kill him, and that's part of the prophecy. But there's nothing magical about being a woman that you know what I mean?
Says the man.
Yeah, the only magical thing that happened was the magical blade.
I
that
thought
Mary
it was
had.
sick that it was a woman. I changed my opinion.
Totally.
Here's the
Absolutely.
actual prophecy said
Listen,
by
my problem is...
Glorfindel. Hold on.
No, I'm not going to be
hold on.
painted here like a fucking chauvinist. I just thought it wasn't well developed, okay?
listen.
I got AB lining up here saying feminism isn't a problem.
I love that it was a woman. I only said it to back you up about the Kill
you
Bill
backing
thing.
me up?
We're literally not
I know
even
what you were
close to this
saying.
plot.
I know
Not
what
even
you were
close to this
saying.
part of the
It's
movie.
my problem with fucking Star Wars: The Last Jedi, but that's a whole nother thing.
That's a whole nother thing. Please. Exactly. Stop.
It's just like
Listen to the
literally,
original.
my reading is much more beautiful than yours.
I agree.
It doesn't make sense.
Let me read you
does.
the
Dan's got
prophecy.
something to
you
say.
haven't even.
Let me speak!
You got to hear the prophecy.
Go on.
Go for
Okay,
it.
Glorfindel said to Irnir, what a name, what the fuck, Irnir, at the Battle of Fornos, do not pursue him. He's talking about the Witch King. Do not pursue him. He will not return to this land. Far off yet is his doom, and not by the hand of man will
Whenever
he
we
fall.
talk about burning
So-
But hold
by the
on, the
hand of
Witch
woman.
King, what is Sauron? It's Sauron's spirit. It's not the
No,
head
no,
of the
no.
Nazgul.
No,
Yes.
no.
It's the evil.
No, it's the spirit. It's the spirit of Sauron collecting power. Hold on,
No.
we got to fact check.
Oh my God, you couldn't be more wrong. This is so embarrassing.
Dan, can I ask you a question?
No, sorry. I'm thinking of the Necromancer, I think.
You're thinking of the necromancer.
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
my bad. I was thinking of the Necromancer. There's a different character.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
All right.
I'd have a question.
Yeah.
How can a witch be a king? Wouldn't it be a warlock king?
Men can be witches.
No, men are warlocks. He's right. Witches,
not in
gender-specific.
Tolkien's universe. Not in Tolkien's universe.
Yeah, people don't really
Incorrect.
use that warlock thing. It's kind of a passe.
Yeah.
So-
Little lame.
Carry on.
All right, keep it going.
All right, we're going back in time in the
Oh
plot.
shit! I gotta make sure. Okay, I just gotta keep an. I have to be home on time today.
Okay, well, let's keep moving. Keep
yeah,
moving,
let's run through. Okay, Pippin singing over the battle made me giggle, but it was beautiful.
Oh yeah, the solemn singing.
Yes, the king goes sing for me, and then he just sings, and they.
Oh, so what
that's
did you do?
beautiful.
Now, this is a very memed scene because.
It was silly.
Well, okay, so you thought it was silly.
But
What did you
beautiful.
think about the cherry tomatoes that were being eaten during that scene?
What?
He was eating these disgusting tomatoes.
You don't
and they're
remember what
spilling out
I'm
of his
talking
mouth.
about?
Show me a visual.
Lord of the Rings, Denethor, tomatoes. Because people get very disturbed by this.
Let me see. I'm a mukbang enjoyer.
He keeps
so I don't
popping
know.
these cherry tomatoes, and
I
they're
don't
like
think I had a
dribbling down it.
problem.
You didn't
Yeah,
have
it's
any
gross.
problem
It was
with
good. It's good.
I like it. I watch mukbangs.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was a good characterization thing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, actors love to eat and act.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stop with the tomatoes, you're killing
It's now splitsville for Aragorn and Eowyn. Eowyn?
Erewhon.
How do you say it?
Just say
Erewhon.
Erewhon.
Eowyn.
Yeah.
Woman asking, what is my duty? And the man says, smile again.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, didn't like that.
Little hobbits do not belong in war, and ugly bitches are supposed to shut up. Thank you.
Wait, who's the ugly bitch?
It was just the old man that told him that
Oh, okay.
little hobbits don't belong here. Aragorn crew fights dead army, and they fight for him because he's the heir to the guy who defeated Sauron. What does that mean?
No, it's more complicated. So here we go.
Okay.
The short version is that all of those dead ghosts, they betrayed. They were supposed to come help out a king once, and they didn't. And
They're cursed.
And so the king cursed them.
Okay.
But it was also
And that's
a
when Aragorn
relative. Hold on, it was a
releases them.
relative of
Aragorn.
It was one of the
Aragorn,
kings.
one
yeah.
of the kings.
Yeah, Aragorn is from the line of kings.
So they were able to release their curse by serving him.
right.
I see.
That
made
being
up for
said,
it.
I gotta say, I thought that whole thing was really dumb too.
It was like they just got an extra superpower.
It
And,
was
like,
it was
also, why
plot.
were-
It was just like a total plot, a cheat.
And why
why
were
in
the
the movie?
ghosts so much more powerful than the other armies?
I mean, they're fucking ghosts. It's the ghost army.
it was
Like
a
they're
total
unable to die.
plot.
They're kind of broken.
Wait, so
And
they're not
Yeah,
in the
it's
book?
so OP. It's
they are
just
in the
totally
book,
OP.
but it's another thing that was completely changed in the book. Basically, what happens in the book, and this is just It makes sense. The movie's like 4.5 hours already. They needed to condense.
They could have
something
just
down.
not even.
But the Ghost Army,
It's you.
they help him out by defeating a group of orcs down south of Gondor.
Yeah, it's a
and that frees Aragorn to gather up all of the people down there, and then that he doesn't show up to the battle with ghosts. He shows up to the battle with an army of people.
Right,
And
that
the
makes more
ghosts help
sense.
Yeah,
because he shows up with the ghosts out of nowhere, and then it's like, oh, they win.
They just win.
They
everything.
win.
It's just I
that
win.
was all
button.
he needed.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that would be if it was one stage like
It was OP, total
separated,
OP.
I would have liked it more. Yeah.
No, yeah, it was much better developed.
I have a gripe with the director and the writer.
Okay.
Why?
Same guy.
Okay, yeah. Why would they show me a baby crying in their mother's arms right before battle?
Oh, to make you feel really distressed.
And it
Oh, it really upset
But that's
it
real.
really upset me.
But that's
Yeah, I
really-
mean,
that's what
that's-
those battles are like.
That's what a siege was.
Women,
How do
children.
people live like this? Why do people live like that?
Well, as Sauron, man, he's the bad guy.
My God, it's so crazy.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
This is real life, though. This
Nothing.
is,
That's why you need a
This
woman.
is how it's always been.
You know?
Yeah,
All
back
right.
in the days, that's how it was.
That's how you did it.
Okay, I have. If I were in this war, I would dig a hole in the ground and hide. I would not help, sadly.
Okay, fair enough.
I would stay in the back.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I have. How does anybody live like this? I have Gandalf's ability really gets me every time. How does the old man do it? That bleach and tone
got
really
it.
did a number on him. And then Sam falls down the stairs, my sweet baby.
Right.
Did I tell
Oh,
you
and that's
that
the moment
Gandalf
where-
has a ring of power?
Yeah.
I think we talked about that, yeah.
Does he wear it all the
Yep.
time?
Yeah, it's invisible.
What
Yeah.
the? So no. So
well,
he doesn't.
it's on, but the ring has
Right.
a glamour on it, so you can't see it. Because he's
Weird.
hiding it.
So what is that ring?
It inspires
gives him his magic?
it inspires his companions.
It's
That's
part of why
Right,
he's so
right, right. You
inspirational
told me,
to
you told me,
everybody
you told
around
me.
him.
Who made that ring?
the Sauron.
Yeah. It's the same.
No, it's,
It was made. In
well,
It was
actually,
one of his rings.
Well,
Okay,
it was one of the
It
rings.
wasn't Sauron. It was the other.
The three elvish rings weren't forged by Sauron. That's why they're able to use it.
Man.
Well, I'm just saying because the others, the 7 for the dwarves and the 9 for the humans, those were all forged by Sauron, and they had a cursing effect on the people that wore them. The elvish ones were made separately, and that's why they can use them without being
I thought the
corrupted by
elves were
Sauron.
just immune to the corrupting power.
Well, that's I think part of it is that they just have stronger spirits, but no, Celebrimbor learned how to forge the rings from Sauron, and he secretly made 3 of his own that he gave to the elves.
Oh,
All of this gets hand
those were
waved in the
secret
movies.
rings. Did Sauron know?
Yeah,
about
he
that?
ends up finding out about it, and he tries to get them, and he fails. But that's why they're so like low key about it. Like they don't want to.
I
You
wonder
know,
if
it's
he
like
could get all
you don't want to
three.
flash your Rolex in public kind of thing.
What if he get all 3 rings? That'd be fire.
Plus the 1 ring.
Blinged out. No, not.
One
Well, I
for each-
guess he didn't need it.
one
If we
for
got
each,
3.
baby.
Dude, he's got all of them on. Just 20 rings on all your
That'd be
fingers.
sick. All right, keep it going.
That giant spider is positively disgraceful.
So we got into the spider. I've been
Destroyed
excited
by
for you to get to
sand.
the spider for
I
the whole
love
series.
that.
It's such a big. Okay, people make saying it sounds like I hate the movie. I love the movie.
Yeah.
I just you what you love you
nitpick.
You nitpick.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I love Sam so much. So the way that it happens is that Gandalf lures Frodo into the cave where there's this giant spider, greedy bitch eating everybody that comes in, except for Gollum. Why does she not eat
Gollum
Gollum?
lures them. Yeah.
Gollum, yeah, you said Gandalf.
Oh, my bad, not Gandalf. Why
Right.
does she not eat Gollum?
Because he probably tastes like shit.
Oh, props.
That's true.
And I think they're friendly.
They're on good terms.
I think so because he's
No,
been
I
in
think
and
he,
out of
like-
Mordor all the time.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
I
he
see.
has some sort of like
They have rapport.
symbiotic thing going on where
Good
he
banter.
lures.
Yeah. But I do
It's
think
basically what happens in the movie. I think he's done this before, where he lures people to her, and then that way he can. Like,
she gives
take
him
their
passage.
stuff, and she gets to eat.
But I do think he probably does taste like
I
shit.
think, yeah, he
Yeah,
probably
that
tastes
can't.
dry.
It can't be good.
Very
yeah, very
dry.
dry.
So yeah, he's
Please
led.
take up the incest with Erawan and Aragon. Is that incestual?
Is it?
I don't think Aragon
What's
is
your
related to elves.
He might, on one side, have something like that. I forget.
Incest.
I'll look into it.
Seems
I'll look
distant.
into it. I'll look
He's
into
some
it.
sort of race where he lives longer. I know that.
Yeah, he's a Numenorian. He's descended from a Numenorian. So
What's
he's-
your argument?
But I don't think he's related to the elves. Could be wrong.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so they're in the cave. Sam comes to save after Frodo is stabbed in the heart by the spider, which is how she stuns her prey, and he's paralyzed and wrapped up in a web. She leaves. Sam runs up to Frodo and is like, my dear friend, because he thinks that he's dead. And then they show him hiding because orcs come in. And I'm like, why did Sam not help his friend? I guess because he thought he was dead, but I didn't know he was actually taking the ring off his neck.
He did. He took the ring off then.
Yeah.
And he shows it later when they're like, when Frodo's like, they took the ring, and he's like, I have it, Mr. Frodo.
Begging your pardon.
That guy, Sam's
Begging
the
your
man.
pardon.
He's such a
He's
good,
looking ahead.
good man, always.
Well, I think at that point he was convinced. He thought Frodo was dead.
Yeah, he
So
did.
it's like
that's
GG,
what I'm
so
saying.
it's like, yeah.
He took up the burden for himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
I
he
love
was
him.
presumably gonna deliver it to the volcano too.
He was gonna keep going. Yeah.
Oh, I love him so much.
But and also he gives it back without hesitation.
I know.
Well, not fully.
Well, not fully, only
Yeah.
because he's worried about Frodo's
Right.
response
Really?
to the ring. So
I
he's
think
like, I don't know
it
if I should give it
kind of
back. He's
almost
being
catches him a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, in my opinion, he feels the power of the ring and then lets it go.
Right. It made
For a
him.
second,
It made him
couple seconds.
paranoid.
Yeah.
Not. You're right. You're right.
I think in that moment though he gives it to Frodo because he looks at him like are you okay? And Frodo seems a little bit too needy for the ring.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I've always interpreted that way. That it's. I mean, I guess it's
could be
ambiguous.
both.
It could be Sam that's getting tempted a little bit by it, but I think to
I
me
think he
it's
cared.
like Frodo looked psycho.
Yeah, I think he cared.
Like, give me a fucking ring, and he's just like, to his friend, he's like, should I give this to you?
Sam is
this
like-
isn't
Maybe
such a
I
good
should
idea.
just throw it all.
Right. Yeah.
Well, we
Sam
know.
is always, other than being a dick to Gollum, he's like pure of heart and soul.
Yeah.
Right. And I think.
I
Correct
don't-
me if I'm wrong. There's nobody else other than Sam who obtains the ring who then gives it up. Oh wait, Bilbo. Bilbo does actually.
And
Bilbo
so
did
does
it.
Billy
Bilbo.
Ray.
Billy
Ray Vaughan?
Billy Ray gives it back in
Billy
the
Ray
first
Cyrus?
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
When he
you're right.
drops
It
it in the
falls off
snow.
for a second.
Oh,
and he
you
picks
are
it up.
talking about Billy
you're
Ray
right. Okay,
Yeah.
so Sam is not so unique. Never mind.
The real Billy Ray.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're transported back to
No, you
battle.
know who else does?
Okay, there's lots.
Boromir.
Well, that's Billy Ray.
Yeah, but it's not Billy Ray. Boromir did it, which is really impressive for a human.
Right. That's true.
That's like insane,
true.
you know?
That's true.
And then fireballs start being thrown, and I go, boys, throwing fireballs is never the answer.
Okay, so this is the beginning of the siege of
siege.
Minas Tirith.
Oh.
It's
That's
begun.
a catapult.
Yeah,
you
the
guys also
catapult.
want, you guys
Well,
also want
never
to,
the answer.
Never.
you also wanted to discuss how they killed all the orcs in the tower.
That hasn't happened yet.
How they?
We're almost there.
Okay. Okay.
We're almost there.
I might not have it, so keep.
No, I
keep
think
that.
we passed it, but
Wait, tell me about it.
so
We
when
got a slam.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I have like 10 minutes.
This
Keep
is so sad. Also, Frodo looks ridiculous like a mummy. Don't leave me alone. Don't go where I can't follow is devastating. That's what Sam says to Frodo as he's like dying and holding him. How could Sam leave Frodo on the ground? Oh, he grabbed the ring. How dare they shoot the horses? When the groups charge at each other, I would stay in the back. I hate seeing this horse abuse.
Yeah, the horses get it.
I
always
remember
get
we
it the
warned
worst.
you that there's
I
a
don't
lot
like
of horses
this.
dying in this
I don't
movie.
like that part.
They get speared first.
No, and then the king, Billy Ray's dad, is gonna kill himself and his other son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he thinks the other son is already dead.
Yeah, he's basically lost his mind at this
Yeah,
point.
so sad.
It's just his whole world is crashing down. He thinks they're about to all get killed by the orcs, and he's just kind of having a psychotic break.
Yeah, and then he lights himself on fire and
Oh, yeah, I
jumps
forgot
off a
about
cliff.
that.
Yeah. Yep.
Bye-bye.
Okay, then the Olifants hit the battlefield, and they are not on our team.
When we got to the Olifants, okay, hold on. You skipped over probably the most iconic scene in the
What?
entire trilogy.
The one where Gandalf tells.
No, when the Rohan people show up, and that guy gives his speech, and they all come charging in.
And they're all on the Olifants.
No, they're
Wrong
just on
time,
regular
wrong
horses.
The Olifants are cool.
Show me the scene.
It's when they all stand lined up on the hill.
Everybody
and
in
they
the
hit
city,
their-
they think they're fucked, and then they
That's
hear
when
the
he's trying to
horns,
draw
and all of
his
a sudden,
gaze?
all of the horses are on the hillside, and Theoden, the old king.
Oh yeah,
guy.
what do you want me to say? All I said was I don't like watching the horses fall.
Okay, that was the
That
takeaway.
was that scene.
That could be your takeaway.
That was.
That was the moment in this movie.
I'll rewatch it.
You don't have to.
No, I want to,
I'm just saying,
now
like
that I
when we
know.
saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
And it was opening night, and this boat battle, and it looks like all is lost for the good guys.
Right.
And then he shows up, and he gives that fantastic speech.
Who's he?
Theoden, the Rohan king. Remember, he's with Eowyn and Mary and stuff.
Yeah.
And he gives them a big rallying speech to have courage and everything, and then they go charging in.
Totally.
And it's the most epic shit
It's really
ever, man.
Yeah, whatever.
She was just so bad about the horses. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But I will go back and watch it.
All right, keep going.
I don't like watching animals fall down.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's
fair.
Oh, okay. So now as Awan becomes the hero, and I have girl. I'm sorry, you cannot girl boss your way out of animal abuse.
That's what
Because
I'm.
she
Just so you're with me.
The legs of the Oliphants, and then they like snap.
Why? And by the
fall,
way,
and it's just like,
she's
how
cutting
dare you?
an Oliphant must have insanely thick skin,
real.
like practically metal. You know,
She's quite strong.
and she's cutting through these beasts like butter.
So they might have magical swords and shit. Like
Didn't she just pick it up from like?
Nah, I think they're just a regular.
Yeah,
sword.
it's a regular
Okay,
sword.
fair
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I mean,
Didn't she like cut the fucking?
Listen, there's a lot of unrealistic things happening in this scene.
She cut the head off of his mount
in this movie
in like
Ethan.
one swoop, didn't she?
She goes like
she double hacks it. Actually, it's a double tap.
Double hack, still pretty,
Yeah,
and it's like a
kind of
short sword
unrealistic,
too.
but
It's not even like a bastard sword.
It would take a lot of strength to cut through the neck of a giant dragon.
An elephant?
Yeah, fair enough. Whatever. What do you want me to say?
Yeah,
It's
that
a
was
fucking
me
fantasy.
during the
I
horse scene.
concede.
She's badass.
Okay.
She is badass. Also, like logistically, maybe she didn't cut through the entire thing. Maybe she just like cut on the legs, and they were like, I can't move anymore.
I think
The
that's
Oliphants.
probably more like it. Yeah.
That's probably more realistic. Okay, how dare they wound the Oliphant? I'm sure the Oliphant doesn't want to be here. I do feel that way.
I always feel bad for them too.
Only
I
font?
hate it.
Oliphant.
Maybe instead these women need. See, these women just need to do OnlyFans. Anti-feminism joke.
Oliphant is an elephant.
I didn't really understand. Who was that directed at?
You're like, oh, OnlyFan. More like you should just be doing OnlyFans instead of fighting.
But no, because then she like is a big reason why
It's
they
just
won.
I was trying to do a misogynist joke, but it wasn't
Nothing to
funny.
do with misogyny.
I
It
was
just
it
kinda
was more a
confusing.
play
I
on the
didn't really
words.
know,
It was the play on the words.
You saw the play on words. You tried to fit it in.
OnlyFans.
I hear you. I hear you.
I get
I
it.
charged forward without seeing a path, and
Understood.
Yeah.
one headlight. You know.
You didn't have.
Okay. We got to keep going.
Yeah, please.
You can't girl boss your way out of this.
Yep.
She says, no man can kill me. And then she says, I am not no man. Or no, she says, I am no man.
Yeah, and then she stabs him in the
Yes.
fucking face, bro.
And it's amazing. And he dies.
And then he implodes like the Titan submersible.
Yes.
But Sam's like, what? I don't get any credit? Or who is it? Pippin?
Mary.
Mary's like, I don't get any credit.
So you didn't even. He was the third choice.
Bro was out. He was out there carving on his fucking ankle with a dagger.
It's true. It's true. Okay, then Legolas's parkour training comes in handy as he
Fuck
climbs
yeah.
an Oliphant and uses it to his benefit on the battlefield.
Right.
And then I wrote, okay, yes, Legolas is hot.
That's what's up.
Listen, he
was
shines
hot.
in the
This
battlefield.
is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Every time
Yeah.
there's an action scene, they give him like the
shines.
juiciest thing to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, what is a dwarf supposed to do? He's just like a loaf. He's just like an oaf.
I think they could have done more to the idea with the dwarves is they're supposed to be stout and like they are crazy strong for their size. We needed to see some feats of strength from Gimli to kind of put him more on par with Legolas.
When he snuck out of the side door in the second movie and ran through all the orcs,
yeah.
that was kind of a...
Yeah, but even that is used for comedy because Aragorn has to toss him because he can't make the jump.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't tell the elf. And then he tosses the dwarf. Yeah, so.
Right?
Gimli deserved a little more respect in this trilogy. That's all I'm saying. Just a little more respect.
There it is.
I agree.
Keep it going.
Oh yay, gay Sam is here to save his gay friend Frodo. I
Yep.
truly believe that this is a romantic story, and I will...
But then what happens? Because then Frodo goes back in the closet when he leaves, and Sam stays and marries a woman.
I think that Middle Earth isn't at a place where I guess they could comfortably
yet
do
acceptable,
that.
yeah.
It's not legal
However,
yet?
the director made Middle Earth isn't there yet, but the director made choices that that let me know that they were feeling romantic.
My interpretation was always that the ring made them a little gay, and that's why when they got rid of it, they were fine.
I
It's the ring that
genuinely
made you gay?
think that they were just really good friends.
Me
I guess
too.
I don't know what it's like to go and try to destroy a ring with a
Well,
friend
you know,
and almost die.
Tolkien is a veteran of the First World
I do
War, and
know
he went
that.
through very harrowing experiences. So there is probably, you hear about it. Obviously, none of us have access to
Mm-hmm.
it, but the kinship that you develop with your fellow
battle
battlesmen.
Yeah.
Sure, but it was in specific moments, like when Sam gets married at the end. There's a huge zoom in on Frodo's smile getting taken off his face, and I know it's because he's
'Cause
leaving.
he can't stay.
I know.
She's right though.
But why
There's an
right when they're
interpretation
kissing?
there. It's
It
like
went
he's
right
watching
when
his
they're
friend get
kissing.
married, and he's like,
I know
he's
everyone
like, I wish
says
that could be me.
I just feel like they're really good friends.
I don't think so. But I mean, to each their own. I think my reading of it is more beautiful than yours.
I think you could have like a queer reading of their relationship.
I think
But
for
he-
sure.
But so is Sam,
I think you know
is Sam closeted or bi?
he could be a bi king.
maybe he's bi. Yeah.
If he marries
Maybe
Rosie, he
he'll
seems
be
like
saying
a bi king.
bye-bye to his real love.
Yeah.
He could
there
be
you go.
Pan even.
Now I do think that it's more of a movie thing, and I think it has more to
Sam
do with
should
the
have put a ring
choices
on it, someone
from-
said.
I mean,
I think it has more to do with the choices that Peter Jackson made of just certain ways things are translated from page to screen, and when you have like long extended cuts of them you know,
Gay.
looking lovingly at each other or
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, you know,
Also,
it's hard
hobbits
to
are
not
just
have
kinda
that
fruity.
subtext. What's that?
I said hobbits are just kind of
Hobbits are just
fruity.
a little like that.
Because it's all the hobbits. Because even Merry and Pippin, when they come in and he's
No.
sick, everyone's like, oh.
No, it's
Yeah.
not like Sam and Frodo do like forehead to forehead all the time. I don't go forehead to forehead with any of my
you don't talk to your
girlies.
homies then?
But hold on. How often have you
I know.
been in a situation
destroyed a
where you
ring.
were on a little island
Never.
surrounded by lava and a volcano's exploding around?
Listen.
you might,
Not for a
and
while.
Maybe if you
Listen.
got there with your homie and you'd gone through this whole thing for 3 months together, you know, you might do a forehead
Listen,
touch.
if they
Maybe.
were really gay for each other,
Uh-huh.
you're telling me they wouldn't like one
They
cold
would
night in
smooch.
Mordor, they wouldn't have given it a shot?
That would have been the time to smooch.
Yeah,
it
that's
actually
a good
goes
Like
point.
they're like,
against
we're
your-
gonna die. Let's just,
Yeah,
you know,
and what
That's
do
a good
We're
point.
alone. No one else is around. We're in love.
let's do it.
Let's do it. That would have been the time to do it. And so the fact they didn't, maybe, you know, maybe they are just friends.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I feel that. the
Although
story-
imagine if Frodo wasn't into it and Sam's like, do you want to fuck? And that would make the walk so
just
awkward.
like,
That'd
wait,
be
what?
so awkward.
that is funny. Okay, I have. It's amazing what a little hobbit can do when he puts his mind to it.
So true.
Yay.
My favorite, so touching. I love this scene when they go, no, you bow to no me. To no.
I
Oh.
have that written.
Yeah,
It's
that's
so
the best.
beautiful.
It's so good.
It's because Aragorn feels bad that he's king and they're not, though.
He just feels guilty.
He's just trying to make him
I'm
feel
I
better.
thought that scene was so good and so deserved.
I agree.
100%.
Yeah.
I can't believe how hard those little hobbits all worked. They all should
Those
be dead.
guys pulled their weight easily. You know?
Okay, we're finally in Mordor. I
gotta
said
bail
Frodo
here.
I said Frodo looks hot. My friend said he looks dirty and sickly, and I said,
Hot,
yeah,
in other words. Hello.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
yeah. Crazy that blah blah blah.
Brokeback Mordor, somebody said.
Something that was so beautiful that Sam said.
What do you say?
He said, "Do you remember the Shire, Mr. Frodo?" Right when they were like about to die, and
Yeah.
he says, "It'll be spring soon," and he starts like talking about all the amazing things it is to be a hobbit. It really
Yeah.
was beautiful.
And that comes on the back of him earlier saying that he doesn't remember anything.
right.
So that makes that scene even better.
Aw,
Because
that's-
he initially didn't remember anything.
You just
Right.
said that comes on the back. I'm gonna pull that. Look.
Go ahead, bro.
Fucking got him.
Oh,
You know that's not true because I like it on the chest.
No, I know.
Frodo responds
You can't
to
make up his
Sam.
mind.
got both sides, bro.
He's
Frodo
coded.
responds to Sam with something I found quite interesting. Why was Frodo's memory of the Shire, "We were naked in the dark"?
Huh?
What do you
What?
mean by that?
Wait,
That sounds gay.
I
Wait,
think
wait,
you're.
when
I
did he
think
say
you were
that?
watching
Happened
the
in the
wrong
dark.
movie.
wait, what did you watch?
He
Lord of
said
the
that, I
Cup.
swear to God.
What about
Sure.
what?
In that scene, so after he goes, "Do you remember the Shire, Mr. Frodo? It'll be spring soon. Do you remember the berries? Blah, 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 blah." And then Frodo responds and he goes, "Yes, and naked in the dark."
What?
What?
I
don't.
swear.
You must have
I watched it
misheard.
with subtitles, I
You
swear.
must have misheard.
No.
And naked in the dark?
Yes, he said it.
Doesn't mean anything.
He said it.
You downloaded the wrong movie,
Yeah.
girl.
No, I
I think he
swear.
may. I see other
It said
people.
naked in the dark.
Yeah, where?
What does that mean?
This is Lord of the Cock Ring.
It looks like it's part of a long monologue from the book, though. But maybe they do
Getting
say
naked
that.
in
I
the dark?
swear.
I feel like there's a little bit of
That's
context
gay.
missing here.
That's gay.
Which is why I wrote it down.
No kidding.
But if they were gonna get naked in the dark and okay.
I think he's speaking metaphorically, if anything.
Maybe.
He's just talking about his soul.
Maybe.
He's
I don't
feeling
know.
alone and vulnerable.
I'll find it. I'll show you guys.
Okay.
I have Sam is amazing, good through and through.
All right, I have 2
end up
minutes.
with Sam. Okay, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, let's hit on a few things. Let's skip forward because we're obviously at the
Yes.
part where they're climbing the mountain. The way it all plays out with Gollum in the end. Frodo, he fails at the last moment. He doesn't.
Just
he's not
like
able to give it up.
Aragorn's
Right?
Gollum?
forebear.
Jumps on Frodo's back just as he's above the lava.
Yep.
And he bites Frodo's finger off.
Right.
Must we do this? Like, that's disgusting.
Well, he.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty gnarly. Oh my God! Jump scare.
Why'd you do that?
What happened?
Did that actually scare you?
Yeah. Is that AB wearing
but
a mask?
wasn't it? I loved how he was like, even as he was falling into the lava, he was so satisfied with himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really made me sad.
He won in the end because you know
yeah.
he nobody else got it.
No.
And thanks to him, because Frodo was gonna keep the
Yeah.
ring, thanks to Gollum, and that comes on
He
the
lost
back.
just like Gandalf predicted. Remember,
Yeah,
what he
remember
said in the first one?
They were like, "Why don't we kill him?" And he's like, "You never know what
The fate
influence."
of Bilbo's mercy will have on all of us.
Interesting.
So
Comes on the back.
So the fact that Bilbo had mercy on him, it started this whole
Saved the
domino
whole world.
effect. That when Frodo failed at the very end, because
power.
Gollum was there, it ended up falling in the lava. And
well, so I
destroying
guess he's
Sauron.
good after all.
In a sense,
I love
think
you,
the point
Gollum.
is just that like good act, because again, Tolkien was very religious, so
To be
he has
fair,
that
though-
that worldview.
To be fair, he could have spared him, and then he slaughtered a bunch of people.
Yeah, lots of other bad things could have happened.
I'm just saying,
The point is just that like he's trying to tell a tale where being compassionate and merciful,
who plays God?
works
Yeah.
works in mysterious ways and will
Yes.
end up coming back and having a positive
Comes
impact
on the
in
back.
Beautiful.
unexpected
The butterfly
ways.
effect.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, let's.
And
we're almost
Gollum
done.
is if he's nothing but a butterfly, or nothing if not a butterfly.
So true.
He does
I
transform.
agree. I agree.
So that was an important plot point to get on, and since he's really got to go in a minute here, I
Yes.
think we should.
My
they
final-
destroy the ring. Aragorn says, "We will bow to, or you bow to no one," and they have that awesome scene. And
The
then they
hawk
go back
saved them.
home. And then you mentioned it earlier, but what do you think about how it all plays out with Frodo in the end?
Well, I'm confused. Where does that boat take them?
It's to heaven, basically.
Okay, that's
Beach.
what I thought. Because Bilbo's old, so that's why they took him.
It's like a fantasy
Why is-
version of heaven, and it's supposed to be the heaven for the elves, where like all the gods live or whatever.
Why-
And normally only those boats will only take elves to it, but because Frodo did such a heroic thing, he was allowed to travel there.
To die?
It's
Why
it's
does he
not,
have to leave his friends?
He was so scarred. They were trying to leave the power in the past, and both Frodo and Bilbo were marked by this. Frodo got stabbed by that dagger,
Yeah.
which he never cured, and then Bilbo carried the ring for so long.
So
they
60
had
years,
they
70
kind
years.
of like had to purge the world of any remembrance of that.
And it's supposed to just be.
But it's a good thing.
No, it's not.
That
They
seems like
wanted
it's
to go.
great over there.
But Sam and Frodo
It was
are
sad
in
that he
love
had to
with
say
each
goodbye
other.
to his friends. Yeah,
And they
it was
love
very
each
sad.
other.
It's very
He's going
sad
to a
scene,
better
and they're all
place.
like
No.
sobbing. Did it make
He's
you
so
cry?
young. He was so young.
Yeah, but he was miserable.
He was
Not
gonna
in the Shire.
he was gonna
originally.
die eventually too of the cut. Is
Oh.
my understanding.
Well, then
like,
he
that
should
would
go
slowly get worse.
And I think the
That's
message
why he
of it,
stopped
it's supposed to be a
smiling, 'cause
message.
he's cursed.
And it's supposed to.
Not because he wanted to fuck him.
It's not
Might
because
have
he
been
wanted to
both.
fuck him. And it's supposed to be a metaphor for the damage. It's basically a PTSD metaphor. Tolkien might have not thought of it in those terms, but just in terms of
Yeah, he's like scarred from war.
from the war and everything. And it's just supposed to be the message that like it really does change things, and it's not so easy.
You
to
cannot
just-
go back.
You can't
You're
go
different.
back. It's
That's
different now.
devastating.
Yeah, it'll always be different now.
comes on the back.
I hate that.
It's bittersweet.
Yes,
it's
the
bittersweet.
the final shot of the three friends crying and then him smiling back at them, it really made me cry.
Did you cry?
And then for some reason, I wrote down my final note: hobbits are probably hung. That's
You think
my
so?
final
Could be.
note.
They have big feet and hairy.
That was my
I wonder if
reasoning.
their
I was like,
dicks are
wait.
hairy.
And like proportionally, I
probably
feel
have
like that
hairy
just makes
dicks.
sense.
Oh, what if their dicks are hairy?
Their dicks are hairy.
What do you
the
mean?
tip.
What if? Come on, they're definitely.
You know, there's
definitely
a hairy. This,
But I'm sure
Hairy
that
dick tips.
some hobbits must groom, some must not. You know.
But all their
yeah,
feet are hairy. They
I'm
don't.
sure it
They
varies
don't.
in the
They
Shire.
they don't groom.
You
I think
think
they
they
like that it's hairy.
You think they got a hobbit moil? You think?
Hobbit Moil, maybe.
Yeah, but it's like a shaving.
Oh, I also.
So what do you rank it? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I would rank it in 8.5.
Okay.
Okay, actually pretty good rank.
Nice.
Thank you.
So it sounds like this was your favorite of the three.
Yes, it was.
Wow, okay.
I was explaining to my friend because she hadn't watched the first two. She was just watching the last one with me, and she's like, "So what's going on right here?" And I wrote down because I couldn't believe what I had just said to her. Where is it? His army will cease to exist. And I also said, his kingdom just collapsed. And wow, I felt like a loser, but it was a beautiful movie, and I was happy I knew about it.
You got absolutely
You got nerd pill.
dork brained.
That's who I am now.
There you go.
Take
me,
it or leave it, bitch.
For me,
I
my
love
favorite
LOTR.
of them all is still the first one.
I like the
Maybe
first
I should
one a lot.
rewatch
Me
it.
too.
Because I love the origin stories. It's just the opening of the world and
Right.
everything. It's just so great.
I'm with you. I think it's so cozy in the start.
It's
it's
just
great.
it's such a great fucking
Yeah.
movie.
I'll rewatch the first
And
one.
Mordor and just the whole flow of it is amazing. Yeah.
Yay, thank you guys for showing me your favorite movies.
My favorite part of the movie though is the beginning of 2, which is my least favorite of the 3, when the Gandalf versus Balrog fight.
yeah,
So
it's
sick, dude.
Oh, yeah, the breakdancing
Also,
one?
real quick, we were talking about, because this is only in the director's cut, the mouth of Sauron.
Oh yes.
That is like the coolest fucking thing
That
ever.
scene is not in the theatrical
Wait, what's the
cut.
mouth of Sauron?
where he
it's the
comes out of
creepy
the
dude with-
gates of Mordor, and he's like, my master.
Show the
Sauron."
picture.
Yeah.
When you see a picture of it, you'll be like, oh yeah, that guy.
The scary mouth.
Yeah, he's got a scary mouth.
And it's just a mouth.
That's what I call the Try Guy.
Yeah, this is
It's true, it's true.
this is
There is some resemblance.
Okay.
that's
That's Sauron?
No, it's the mouth of
mouth.
Sauron. It's like his herald or whatever. He comes out and negotiates, and then Aragorn ends
I
up
see,
cutting
I
his
see.
head off.
He's like a Jabba the Hutt's little, was Salacious Crumb. Right?
It's a salacious crumb, exactly.
All right, listen, everybody.
Yes.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.